all of this, and this drives me a bit mad. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 transformers, all of these, to power this little rig. It would be really nice if I could change this to a bit like to this. This is the new cable management solution using one big power supply, a really good quality one from RS, and that's the power supply for the USB hub. And then this little box is a cool box from Deep Sky Dad. This is the product from Deep Sky Dad, which is doing the power distribution. It's a tiny DC hub, and you can see here there's a metal power input socket that we've got there, and then a bunch of outputs. So we've got some plastic outputs here and some 5-volt outputs, and on the other side there are 3 more 12-volt outputs and a 5-volt USB output as well. This is really good. I've used it for 2 nights solid now, and you put 12 volts in, 12 volts come out, and 5 volts as well, and it just works. I managed to power my mount, my dew heaters, my PC, my focuser and my camera, all from this one box, which is fed with a 10 amp 12 volt good quality power supply from RS, and it just worked. I like things that work. Things that work are really good. Deep Sky Dad gear seems to be very good, and they also do other gear such as autofocuser kits, flat panels, automated flat panels. So yeah, Deep Sky Dad, really good stuff. I know this is nothing new, but I like stuff that works. Now, Pegasus Astro also produce a very similar product, but theirs is heavily automated and it's software controlled, and it's, although gorgeous, really nice blue anodized box, and you can control everything and vary the voltages and switch things on and off. This kind of lends itself more to an observatory or a remote imaging sort of setup, because you can control things and switch them on and off, and it's also considerably more expensive. It's beautiful, it's very nice, but I wanted something really simple. This box here has a power input which is from my good quality RS power supply. That's a 10 amp 12 volt power supply, and then from here it divides the power out into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a USB 5 volt output on either side as well. And I am powering my mount, my camera, my dew heaters, my focuser, and this one here is the computer. So it's got a little 12 volt output which is going into the computer. Now this lead here, this lead was quite tricky because it's a 2.1 by 5.5 millimeter socket going to what is essentially a USB-C, but that is the power supply for these little Melee computers. So the whole thing, this little Deep Sky Dad box, is able to power this whole system, and it's made all of this redundant from my rig at the moment. I've never really processed a narrowband image before. Now, I've managed several nights of imaging on the Lobster claw and the bubble, and this is the stretched HA data, which is looking quite nice. Fairly pleased with this data here, although I'm just a bit concerned that's blown out there. Looks a bit blown out to me, so maybe I need to do some curves on that. This is the O3 data, which all of these have been star aligned, so that's why it has that rotation. And so that's HA, O3 and S2, so this is the S2 data as well. So what I really want to do is combine these together in an SHO image, and I've never really processed SHO before, so this is going to be an interesting exercise. First thing I'm going to do is go to processes, all processes, and we'll do an LRGB combination. I have put in, for the luminance channel, I've put in the HA stack, and for the red channel I've put in the S2 stack, and then the green channel I've put in the HA stack, and then for the blue channel I've put in the O3 stack. So we'll see what happens when I add these together. Wow, okay, interesting. You know, I'm not sure what I was expecting, but that's a bit mad. So I think what we need to do is crop this so that it looks a lot better. So I've opened some processes already. I'm now going to run a dynamic crop. Let's crop this image. Great, that's looking a lot better. There's clearly a gradient on this. There was the moon to contend with as well, which is why I think I've got this gradient. So I think what I'll do is run the gradient correction tool, which is in PixInsight. I've just left this on the defaults, so I'll just drag those across. Great, that's looking much nicer. With this image you can see that the stars are kind of a pinky magenta colour, so we're going to have to deal with those later on. So what I'll do is I'll remove these stars at the moment. So I'm going into Star Exterminator and I'll just remove these stars. We can really see those magenta stars now in this particular image, so we'll deal with those later on. My friend Titch has suggested a method of removing them, so we'll look at that shortly. So that is our narrowband image, and I'm not going to use any fancy masks or anything. I'm just going to use curves to try and get it to look how I want it to. So we'll go into the curves tool and we'll start a preview. The first thing I see is there's no red or orange in this image. I mean, it is there. I can see a little bit around here. So what I'm going to do is select red, and I'm then going to put a base point there so it doesn't move, and then I'm going to boost the red, and hopefully we'll see some orangey reds appearing in the image. Right, from here I'm actually going to just reset this tool and then go into the blue and do exactly the same as again, because I really like the blue and I'd like to just boost it a bit, but not in the background. So I'm just going to pull the background down. Again, the image is really green, so I'm going to try and just reduce the green a little bit here. I really love this blue. The blue looks amazing. Now from here I need to look at how I'm going to combine those stars. My friend Titch said that if you invert the image and then run green removal with SCNR and then bring it back again, the stars should be the right colour. So let's try that here. So here are the stars and they're looking pretty magenta to me. So let's go to inverting the image so it goes weird, but you can see it's green. So if we now run SCNR on this, we should hopefully remove the green, and then if we go back to the image and we invert it back, the stars look alright. That's genius. Titch, thank you, well done, really good. So now I'm going to combine these two images together. So let's go into Pixel Math, Processes, All Processes, and Pixel Math, and then go to the Expression Editor, and my images will be image 8, which is there, plus I'm just going to reduce the amount of stars, so I'm going to go to 0.8 times by the stars. So that's my expression there, and click OK. And then here I just wanted to create a new image. So let's have a look at this. Oh wow, that looks quite cool. That looks really cool. I did a few more tweaks and I ran Blur Exterminator on the image and also a final run of Noise Exterminator, and I think this looks really cool. I'm really pleased. This is my first narrowband image, proper narrowband SHO image. I have no idea if it's right or wrong, but I like it, so I'm happy. Let's save this off and we'll see what it looks like.